there a share here tonight?
I hope so.
All right. I don't hear anybody talking. Usually people talk.
Okay, you can talk. I'm waiting for the rabbi.
We're going to have it for bringing Yochanan.
I don't know. I think he's going to be learning. Teaching. We'll have that learning for bringing. So to say.
Mazel tov to Atzole.
Yeah, I made my donation.
The Atzole made over $13 million in 70,000 people. It's still going on. It's still going on. It's going to continue till 12 o'clock at night. So far, we're holding by 13 million plus and 70,000 people.
Yeah, they need it. They should have it.
Oh, they deserve it. They definitely deserve it.
Deserve it for sure. All these guys are putting their life in danger every single day, 10 times a day. They're overrun with calls. They definitely deserve it.
And believe me, these guys don't get paid. This is all to buy ambulances and for equipment. And these guys are all volunteers. They're all volunteers.
Sure.
Kol hakavod lahem. You know, sometimes the wife says, "We're warning. You could kill yourself, chas v'sholom. You could get the corona, and you're going to serve somebody else." And what this guy says, "This is my job. I'm going to front line."
They go. That's right.
So when we help him to do Mesiras Nefesh, we're part of it. Every dollar that a person give, we are part of it. Like, you know, somebody need to drive the ambulance, and somebody need to put gas in it. Anybody want to say a story about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? Next page.
Hi, Cat. What happened? I thought you were going to tell a story.
So the story of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai go like this. His parents did not have children for a long time, and they took upon themselves to do a special chesed after many years. And the Abishah says people like that deserve a special neshama, a neshama that will reveal till Mashiach will come, will reveal something in this world. This is the opening of the Zohar, the secret of the Torah. When Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was in the cave for 12 years, the story was that he came out with his son and he was looking on the ground. What he saw people doing? Plowing the field. They're walking. So he said, how could they live the Torah and do work? He didn't understand it. He's 12 years in the cave. It reminded me when Rubashkin came out from jail. So he came to Yosemite. He came to Yosemite and he see people davening with the phone. He's like, I don't understand. Don't they have Sidurim? Why do you have to daven with the telephone? I guess in the jail, he never saw somebody davening in the telephone. It's like it's a new world to him. And they told us that what happened is because when he was looking, it's so sharp, whoever was looking in, it burned.
Right.
So a voice came from Shamayim and it says, the world is not ready for you. The world is, oh, hello, Rabbi Marsov, how are you? Are you in mute, Rabbi Marsov?
Yeah, right now he's on
Okay, now I unmuted.
Okay.
Okay.
You continue the Maamar ונקדשתי?
Not that Maamar. There's a Maamar from the Rebbe ונקדשתי in Sefer HaMaimorim Meluket Chelik Daled.
So it's not the Gimel Chaf Chafei?
Yeah, it's Gimel the Tavshin Chafei. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's what Yoel sent out.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Before we start, we we already have already a chazaka that we're doing Tuesday night at Tefillah, and definitely tonight is a good night to continue because we're coming after the Ilula of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, and there's nothing more to illuminate the Tefillah than the Torah of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. So if you can, open a siddur to the last part of the first bracha of Krishma, Lakel Baruch Nimis Yiteinu. If you ever have a problem, you want to go to a manager, you want to go to a boss. Why? Because when you go to a clerk that's very low down on the rung and has no interest in the business, they just try to do what's very easy. They just trying to get back on their cell phone to play the next game. They're not trying to help you. Yes, sorry, sir. Yes. The plane already took off. It's already in the air for 20 minutes. No, but the flight is in 2 hours. No. The plane is already in the air for 20 minutes. Get out of here. I have my game right here on my phone. Pack your bags and go back home. And so with everything in life. I mean, especially now. I mean, when everything, blame everything on COVID. Blame everything on COVID. Gendikt. Now they in the hospitals, no one could come in. They could do whatever they want. My daughter had a baby. She said there were three nurses for 3 rooms, and the husband can't come in. But chas v'shalom, they wouldn't help her. Chas v'shalom. But then you have to have the baby strapped into a baby seat. You get up, you get out of bed, you strap. Well, it's COVID. It's COVID. You know how it is. I think the best. If you want to summarize a bureaucrat, I think the best statement to summarize them is like this. They tell you, I stated as I stated when I stated as I stated.
That's ונקדשתי, קודש.
Yeah. As I said, I stated. So you want to go straight to the balabayas. You want to go to the boss. Why the boss or the manager? Because they have a stake in the interest. They want the customers to be happy, and they want the customers to come back. They have competition, and they don't want to lose a customer to competition. You want to talk to the boss. You don't want to talk to someone, a bureaucrat and a technocrat. If you have the choice, you want to go to someone that cares about it, the balabas. But it's a little deeper than that. It's not only that, it's also a certain feeling. You don't want to go to the schlepper. You want to be a VIP. You want to talk to the boss. It's not just that the boss will try to please you, but you don't want to deal with the schlepper. You want to talk to the boss. You want to talk to the balabayas. So you want to talk like we spoke the other day, to the Rebbe of the Rebbes. You want to talk to the little Rebbe. You want to talk to the Rebbe of the Rebbes. That's really what HaKodesh means. That's what Kodesh means. What's the pshat? Kodesh. The pshat is you want to talk to the boss. There is the way the Eibishter is revealed in the world in the way of Baruch and Kodesh. There's Baruch and Kodesh. We spoke about in the Maamar Erev Shabbos. This is a beautiful Maamar. Mitzvah will do this Friday. ונקדשתי b'tech b'nei Yisrael, about the Malachim saying 3 times Kodesh. Now, what's the pshat of the 3 times Kodesh? And what is in general, the Alter Rebbe says, what does Kodesh mean? What does the word Kodesh mean? Just a moment. Okay, just wanted to make sure the computer is good. What's the pshat Kodesh? The pshat Kodesh is that the Eibishter is removed. Removed, that's a dirty word. Who wants to be? It's better to be engaged. Why? You would think it's better when the Rebbeinu Shalom is engaged, not removed. So this is Hashem, just the Nakuda, the Maamar is that there's the way the Eibishter gives chayes to the Olamas in two ways. The Zohar says, and that's to do with the Tanya that we learned today and yesterday. The Alter Rebbe says, when the Zohar says the Eibishter fills the world and surrounds the world, it doesn't mean that he's removed and he hovers around. He's toichoy, v'toich toichoy, ike chayusoi. It's a chayis of everything. But the chayis, just another place in Chassidus gives a simple way of looking at it, just like a person. On the one hand, he's alive. The brain and the toe is equally alive. You're alive, you're not alive. But then there is the power of the neshama, the way it's revealed in the person. So in the brain it's more, in the heart it's less, and in the toes it's even less. Rosh guf v'regel. The same thing in the chayes at Eibishter is in the oilamas. There is memale kol almim. Like the Gemara says, ma neshama memalas aguf kach kadosh baruch hu memalas oilamas. Just like the neshama fills the world, Eibishter is memala the oilamas. And in each place there's a different chayes. In each place there's a different chayes. If you look at the world, you see memala kol almin. You see that the Eibishter fills the world. Like the story that is told about the Chochem and the Melech that were debating if there is about God and about Judaism, and the Melech left the room for a couple of minutes, and then the Chochem, who was also a brilliant painter, took out a piece of parchment and he put it on the table, and he took a quill and ink, and he made a gorgeous picture with mountains and a creek, with a tree, with the sun shining, gorgeous, gorgeous picture, and he left it on the table of the king. And the king comes back and he looks at the picture. He says, wow, you never told me that you're such an artist. I've never seen art as gorgeous as this. And the Chacham said, sorry, what are you talking about? This happened by chance. It was a funny thing. When you left the room, the windows opened a crack and the wind blew in, and it picked the feather up and it put it into the ink, and again another wind came, and it accidentally, it just happened. It just incidentally, it happened to be that the wind blew and the pen picked up, and this gorgeous picture came out. And the king said, oh, come on, so much gorgeous details. Mountains and creeks and trees. Come on, you made the picture. He said, yes, you're right, I made the picture, but I just want to show you, if a picture of such intricate trees, mountains, but it's only a picture and it's not 3D and it's not alive, and you're telling me it can't be incidental, it can't be accident, it can't be just a world that is such intelligence. Look at every part of the body, how many billions of parts are in it, and how they work with each other, and how the world turns around, and how the world recycles itself, and how life works. How could it be that there's such order in the world with no chaos? And it should be by chance. If it would be by chance, it would be chaos, and it wouldn't be so orderly. It wouldn't be so intelligent. This is where you see the Eibishter in the way of Memala Kol Almin. Memala Kol Almin, you see that the Ma, Neshama, Memala Guf, Kach, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Memala Oilamas, that the Eibishter fills the Oilamas. The Eibishter is the highest of all the Oilamas, but that's only in Memala Kol Almin. But the emeskite of the Eibishter itself cannot be engaged in such a way like a Neshama in the body. If it was, that would be against our entire belief of Hashem Echad. Look at the simple words in the Rama, the first 4 prakim, and you say that Torah. The neshama, when the neshama gets involved in the body, it's not the pshat that the flesh has a little problem. A person has an infection. The neshama is fine. The neshama is in pain when the person is in pain. The neshama is in anguish when a person is in anguish. The neshama feels the heat and the cold. If you'd say that by the Eibishter, how could you say Ani Hashem Loi Shanisi, which according to Chassidus doesn't only mean I am the Eibishter that doesn't change my mind. Loi Shanisi, there's no shin in the Eibishter. The Eibishter is Echad Yochid Miyuchad Koidem Shenivra Olam Achar Shenivra Olam Atu Koidem Shenivra Olam Atu Shachar Shenivra Olam. That the Eibishter is not changed. But if he's present, how is he not changed? If he's engaged, how is he removed? So the Chassidus says it's true. He's engaged in the way of a molecule almond. But the truth of the Eibishter is present and gives chayis to all elements and toiche v'toich toiche. But not in the way of a molecule almond, in the way of Seviv Kalam, in the way that the Eibishter is removed. And but removed to us, not to himself. And therefore he knows all the elements b'dias atzmoi. Just like a person knows himself, the Eibishter knows all the elements. Just like a person feels that what goes on in himself, the Eibishter is present. To the Oilamus, he's revealed in two ways, in a way that have engaged and a way of removed. When a Yid looks at the world, he sees Mamalakal Alman. But the Serafim v'chayas v'ifani HaKodesh, and also Neshamas Yisrael who have a Neshama, they get the Kedusha of the Eibishter. By Goyim, it's not shaykh to chap the Kedusha of the Eibishter. They could see, if you show them, look at the world, it's not a jungle. There's everything is, the more the science discovers how everything is so orderly. On your, how many organisms are growing on your eyelid, and how that's critical for your life. But this is all Mamalakalam. But a Yid has an asaga in the Kedusha of the Eibishter. How the Eibishter is present but removed in the Eibishter's Kedusha, which is not revealed in the orderly conduct of the world. The orderly conduct of the world shows us Mamalakalam, just like a body. How could a body live? Obviously, there's a neshama. You never saw the neshama. The neshama was ever in the palm of the hand. How do you believe there's a neshama? Because otherwise, how is a person alive? So same thing with the world. When you see the world is alive, then you see that there's an Eibishter. But that's where you see Mamalakalam. But the Srofim, V'chayes, V'fani HaKodesh, they see Seviv Kalam, the Eibishter himself, the way, the emeskite of the Eibishter. The Oirein Seif that's not revealed to our eyes, but they get it. And therefore, especially the Srofim have an unbelievable, they're burning in a fire and a rotze and a yearning to come close to the Eibishter. And the Shamas Yisrael also that way. And the Maimad Al-Tareb explains what's the three levels of Kaddish. The Srofim say only one time Kaddish. They just want to get burnt up by the Eibishter, and that's it. They don't want to lose their own identity. The lower level, the Chayas, they say Kaddish, Kaddish. They have Taka, they're burning. But they also want to bring later the Kedusha down and into their Oilam, which is through learning Torah. And then the Ifanim, which are even lower in the world of Asiya, because they're in the lowest level. Srofim is in Bria, and they look up to Atzilus and Chayas are in Yetzirah, and the Ifanim are in Yasiya. So the third time Kaddish is Maisa Mitzvahs. And that's Kaddish, Kaddish, Kaddish. Kaddish, one, the first Kaddish is that a person, the Malachim and the Shamas Yisrael, when they see the Eibishter's Kedusha, all of a sudden they get a chukka to get burnt up. Kaloisa Nefesh. The second level of Kedusha is, Kaddish, is to bring down the Eibishter through Torah, and the third is through Maisa Mitzvahs. And we'll learn about this in the Maamar. Friday we'll learn more about Fratus, and today also a little, the Rebbe gives a summary on the Maimon, and also beautiful pshat where the Rebbe says that's why the Chazal say that when the Malachim said to the Eibishter Kaddish, 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 he takes one Kaddish as a crown, he puts that on his own head, and two Kaddish he gives to the Yidden. According to the Alter Rebbe, we understand Kaddish, Kaddish, Kaddish means the same thing 3 times, but no. There is the one-time Kaddish, which is the Rotzi, that yearning, that when it's revealed, the emeskite of the Eibishter to the Srofim and to all Malachim and the Shamas Yisrael, they want to yearn, they have a yearning to be burnt up in the Kedusha of the Eibishter. Why? We want to go to the boss. Why talk to the clerk's clerk? Why talk to the schlepper? I'm a Jew. And I'm proud. Right? We just had the Lag parade. I'm a Jew and I'm proud. So therefore I'll sing it out loud. I don't want to go to the schlepper. Ich will nicht dein Gan Eden. Ich will nicht dein Olam haben. Ich will mehr nicht für dich allein. I want to go to the Eibush himself. So the Yid could declare Kedusha. ונקדשתי besoich b'nei Yisrael. In the Toich HaLev of a Yid, se brennt a Kedusha. And that's the word of the Alter Rebbe in the Maamar. ונקדשתי betoich b'nei Yisrael. In the Toich of the heart, se brennt a fire. There's a fire burning. Ani Hashem mekadshchem is later the Kedusha that the Eibishter gives to the Yidden, the second two Kedushas, which is the opportunity to bring down Kedusha through Torah and mitzvahs. So one crown the Eibishter takes for himself, and the other two crowns he gives to the Yidden. One is Torah and the other one is mitzvahs. And through Torah you bring Kedusha lower into even the world of Yetzirah, but you can't bring through Torah down Mamash Lamata Masor Tvachim. That you need Maisa B'Poel, the Maisa mitzvahs, and through that you bring, that's the third level of Kedusha. So the bottom line is, that's the idea of Kodesh is that the Yid and the Malachim too, they see the Emeskite, not only the Eibishter is Memalaklam, which is Boruch. Boruch means the Eibishter is Nimshach. And when you look at the worlds, you see that obviously someone's running the world. So, and when you see how brilliant the world is and how orderly and how the opposite of chaotic, how organized it is. So you know that there's a neshama, just like the body has a neshama. But a yid is masik, the emes, that the Eibishter himself is soiviv kol almim. And loizo ikar alakus mashamachaya olamas. It's not like God is the engine of the olamas. God is God. And why do I want to go to the shlepper? Why would I want to hear from some of the malachim as I stated when I stated that I stated when I stated? I want to go to the Rebbeinu Shalom himself, not chas v'shalom any memutza. I know everything else is kegad and biyad ha'choitzav boy. Everything else is just nothing. And therefore, Yid wants to go, has a tshuka to go close to the Eibishter himself. Yid has a tshuka to ich will nicht dein Ganeden, ich will nicht dein Olam haben, ich will mehr nicht wie dir allein. Let's read a little bit of the Tefillah just to finish off the bracha, and Mitzvah Hashem, then we'll look at the Maamar. L'keil Baruch. So after we just said Kodesh, 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 Hashem Tzvakas Malach Laretz Kavodah, and we also spoke about the lower level of the Fanim V'Chayis Kodesh that they scream out Baruch Kavod Hashem Emkoyim. Last week we spoke a Maamar from Tafar H. Samach Aleph that sees a mile in the Raj Godel and a mile in the lower Malachim. But today we're just going to go with the Pashtus of Chassidus, that the Seraphim are much higher and they're burning with the higher level of Kedusha. And the Fanim V'Chayis Kodesh are lower, therefore the Seraphim say one time Kodesh, and the Chayis HaKodesh say two times, and the Fanim, which is the lowest, say three times. Right after Kodesh and Baruch, we say like this. We finish off the Tefillah. By the way, it was an interesting thing that we learned in the Maamar in the Fabrengen that we did in honor of بعומر Sunday night, when we went to visit B'Ma'ora, the cave in Pakian. So we learned the Maamar. The Rebbe says an interesting thing, that the Kodesh and Baruch that we say before Shema were Mekayim the mitzvah ונקדשתי בתוך בני ישראל, which is interesting to point out because, as we spoke about, L'choida, we're only saying a sipur dvarim, we're only saying a story of what the malachim are. But the Rebbe says, no, this is that we're doing the mitzvah ונקדשתי. L'keil baruch nimis yateinu l'melech el chai v'kaim zemidus yamedu v'sizbachis yashmiu. That l'keil baruch, to the Almighty, which is blessed. Because we're continuing with Baruch Kavod Hashem Kaimi. So this Eibishter, which is Baruch, which is Nimshach into the world, which is drawn into the world. Ne'imas Yitenu, sweet song, melodies are given. Lamelech El Kai V'Kayim. In other words, we sing the praises of Hashem to the King, which is the Rebbeinu Shalom, Chai V'Kayim, which is living and eternal. These malachim, they sing hymns, they sing zemiros, And Tishbachis Yashmiu, they let hear their voice with singing Hashem's praises. Kihula Vada, because the Eibishter is Morim V'Kodesh, the Eibishter is exalted and holy. As we said before, that the Malachim understand the idea of the Eibishter as being exalted and holy. What's the pshat of Kodesh? And then they say like this, that the Eibishter is Poel Gevudis, Oisach Chadoshes, Baal Malchomas, Zereh Tzedokes, Matzmiach Yeshuas, Beide Refuas. The Eibishter, he performs Gevudis, mighty stuff, mighty deeds. Oisach Chadoshes, he's Machadish, he does all kinds of new things. Baal Malchomas, he's the master of battle. Zereh Tzedokes, that he sows righteousness in the world, tzedakah in the world. Matzmiach Yeshuas is that the Eibishter makes that Yeshuas, that deliverance should sprout, should grow out, should grow forth. Beide Refuas, he creates healing in the world. Noidus Hilois, that the Eibishter, because of all this, he's Noida. He's the Tehillas is praises, and he is the praises of the Eibishter are Noida, are awesome. Adon Neflos is the master of all wonders in this world, of all Peloyas. And now we wrap off the bracha, Mein Chesima Samach Chesima, just like in the beginning of the bracha. We started off the declaring that the world and the Malachim understand that Machadish B'Tuva B'Cholim Tomed Masav Ereishis. I was right in the beginning of the bracha. We discussed the Alter Rebbe's take on this from the first three parakim, Mishari Yichud V'Amunah, that the Eibishter recreates the world every moment. B'chol Rega V'Rega Mamish. So the reading of the word is a Machadash, he renews B'Tuve with his kindness, B'chol Yoim, every day, Tomid, every moment within the day. Ma'aseh Bereishis, the work of the Eibishter's creation. And then, again, we reiterate from the beginning of the bracha, because Me'enach Sima Samach L'Chsima, Ka'amur, as it's written in the Pasuk, that we praise Hashem because the Eibishter is Loisei, Oidim Gedolim, that he makes the great lights, Kila Oilam Chazdai, because the Eibishter's kindness is eternal. And we finish off the bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem, blessed are you Hashem, Yoitzer HaMa'oris, creator of the luminaries.
Rabbi?
This concludes the first bracha. Last week, someone asked the Shaila. We learned in the Shulchan Aruch that there's a nusach Orech Chodesh Shal Tzion Toyer. So even though the poskim have a problem with it, because they say it's not Me'en Chesima Samach L'Chesima. And what's Orech Chodesh Shal Tzion Toyer? It's a nice thing about Mashiach, but I don't like it. There was a nice pshat about Orech Chodesh Shal Tzion Toyer that the Tur gives and the Rosh gives in order to justify the nusach of Bnei Ashkenaz. But someone asked, the pshat is so good, so why really don't we say it? So the Pashto pshat is, as I told you, because api nigla, it doesn't make sense. So we have a pshat, but it doesn't make sense. But I found there's a sefer Vikucha Rabbah, terrific sefer. It was written by Rabbi Yaakov Kadainer. It was out of print for years. It was reprinted a couple of years ago. Sort of a debate between. He wrote it as if it was like the Kuzari. You know what I mean? A fictitious name of a Masnagid and a Chosid, and as if there was a debate over here between a Talmud of Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Baditchev and a Talmud of the Vilna Gaon. He made it all up. He cooked it all up. But basically, he took the tainus of Chassidim Masnagdim in his days with a Talmud of the Alter Rebbe and the Mittel Rebbe, and his books are considered very reliable. It's if you don't have it, it's a really kedai book to read. It's a very good reading. He was a chassid of three. Mainly, was I think a chassid Tzemach Tzedek. He wrote a sefer Tzipurim Neiroim, Beis Rebbe. So here, in one of the sections of his Vikuchim, where he goes through the Nusach, he brings it Nusach Ashkenaz. It's in the new print. It's page 66. Nusach Ashkenaz is to say Or Chodesh. The Tur says, Rashi also said, what do you mean talking about Mashiach will come? It's very nice, but we're not talking about, here's the bracha and the ma'odos. The Rosh has a doichik teretz that we're talking about that the original light, the Gonzel Tzadikim. It's a beautiful pshat. that Or Chodesh Al Tzion Torah V'Niska Kolona Al Meheira La'oidoi, that when the Eibishter made the original Ma'odis, he saw the Or Kitoi V'Gonzel Tzadikim L'Yaseh Lave. He hit it with Tzadikim L'Yaseh Lave. So it's a terrific pshat, but it's fart. A lot of Rishonim don't like it. Therefore, he goes about the whole thing about why we rely on that. The Gemara tells us what to do. We should follow what the Gemara tells us. So he shows it, and all the things that the Alter Rebbe changed in his Nusach, that really that's the correct way of doing it. So here he says that there is a Machlokes Rishonim. So now we're relying on the Rizal. Shekosav mitevas hamachadish betuva atzof abrocha yesh yutes teves. That there's supposed to be 19 words from the word hamachadish betuva until the end of the bracha. Why? Api Kabbalah. There has to be 19 words, not more, not less. So ma'achashu negel ketalmid kanal lachriya, because anyway the Or Chodesh Al Tzion Torah is not brought in Shas, and many of the Rishonim, and very important Rishonim like Rashi and so on, said that they had a problem with this Nusach Or Chodesh Al Tzion Torah. And the Arizal said, Api Kabbalah, it doesn't belong here. Nice pshat, but it doesn't belong here. You have, from when you start the landing, there's like a landing in the bracha. You know, when you land, and then the end of bracha, from when you start landing, you have to have 19 words. The pilot knows how to land. It's a big kunz. To take off of a landing is a big kunz. When you're ready in the air, you could have cruise control, but sometimes you see the pilots walking around the plane. It's like you want to tell them, you know what? Do me a favor, get back in the cockpit. You know, I know there is cruise control. I have it on my car too, but a little better when you sit at the wheel. But okay, Mamela. He does whatever he wants to do, the captain. But takeoff and landing, he has to sit there at the controls because it's a very sensitive thing. So Arizal said that at the landing in this bracha, there's 19 from when you start to come down. So it's 19 words. Mamela, that's the way the Alter Rebbe was machriya, that we don't say Or Chodesh. But the Eibush shall help from the Taka. We should see the Or Chodesh Al Tzion Torah, and we should all be Zoicha. There's such a Yisraelis today. Lag Ba'omer is unbelievable Yisraelis in Klal Yisrael, and the Koyach of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, and all the Reb Shimon Bar Yochais, and all the tefillas of Klal Yisrael. So the Eibush has already been makabel all the tefillas, and we take Or Chodesh Al Tzion Torah v'niska kolon l'meheira le'oiroi.
Amen. I have a question, Rabbi.
Yeah.
Can you better explain the words Zoreya Tzedakot? Why Tzedakot have to be in the level of Zoreya and
Oh, good question. There's a whole chapter in the end of Tanya about why tzedakah is Zoreya. So Mitzvah, when we finish, give me a text. I'll text you exactly which one it is. It's one of the later. If you have lessons in Tanya, you can learn it. It's very nice.
Okay.
By the way, Sunday I announced that the Fabrengen, that anyone that would like could text me the names, and I'll bring it today at the Tzion HaKodesh. I went to the oil today, and a ton of names, but I made sure to stay inside, even though they try to chase you out after a few minutes. I read all the names, the names that people gave and didn't give, that all the tefillah should be in a skabel.
Amen.
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 Let's start the Maimer. Pashas Emer, it's Yud Gimel Iyun Tovshin Chafhei. ונקדשתי בתור בני ישראל, אני השם מקדישכם, וערד מרי זקם מלכות התורה דיבר מעשה זה, ונקדש בתור בני ישראל, גילו קדושה יסבורך בתוך לב בני ישראל. That the expression between Bnei Yisrael means that the kedusha that's in the inside of the Jewish heart, that sprouts forward. It springs out. That the Jewish heart is burning like a fire. We call it b'kedusha baruch to go into the Eibish's kedusha. And through that we get to the end of the pasuk. The Eibish's kedusha is drawn down. And that's the hemshech of the pasuk. ונקדשתי בשורך בני ישראל, and then אני השם מקדישך. וזה עצמי במדרגה מלמעלה למטה, שני עניונים, המשך שלי תורה, המשך די מצווה. The kedusha of the Eibush, the way it comes down is through two ways, through Torah and through mitzvahs. Now, the kedusha of the Eibush that's revealed through Torah is only in the spiritual world. In order for it to be seen in the crust of the world, in the gashmis of the world, through doing mitzvahs. And this is why it says Gimel Pam Kodesh, 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 Hashem Tzvakas Malach Lord's Kodesh. Kodesh Aleph Adom Mata Lamaila. The first Kodesh is that a Yid is elevating himself to come close to the Eibishter. Kodesh Habez Vagimel Hem Shachas Malamaila Lamata. They Torah mitzvah drawing down the Eibishter either through Torah or through mitzvah. Mamshech Babir Lamaimer, and he continues in the beard of the Maimer. These are three levels. Kodesh Aleph Keser Shalamayla Machachma. Say Kodesh means the way is Soviv Kalam is the crown of the Eibishter, which Soviv is a crown is Makiv, surrounds. So the first crown is the highest crown, the top of the entire Shtalshus, high of Chachma Datzilus. Kodesh Shabei is Keser, there's other crown of the Midas. Kodesh Gimel is Keser the Malchus, a crown. The Malchus becomes a crown to the lower elements. In general, the concept of Kodesh is the Soiv of Kolama, which is removed from Ishtalshus. It's present but removed. In the Kodesh Aleph, Kodesh Aleph Chachma, the idea of Kodesh is the first Kodesh, which is the Kedusha, the Keser, which is higher than all of Ishtalshus. Because the Malchus Nikabishim Kodesh Ukeshtal Shlek Sorim Elokeshtal Shlos Ilaval She Olul Umusachem Elokim Kishkolak Sorim Emusachet. That the Pshat that there's three crowns, and the Pshat that there is three Kodesh. We know there's a cardinal rule in Chassidus that the Ksorim, the crowns, one has a shaykhus to the other, so they all have the idea of Kodesh. Also, when the Kesser comes down, all the crowns really have a shaykhus to the original crown, which is higher than Ishtal Shluz completely. This, that the Maimah says that the three levels of Kodesh are three separate things. Kodesh Aleph Kodesh Shalamayla Machachma Kodesh Beis Vagimalahem Akesed Zav Malchus, that were three total different levels. It's not like we said in the other Maimah on Sunday. It's not like holy, holy, holy. The same thing. It's three things. We're talking about Keser, Lamayl the Chachma, Keser the Zoh, and Keser the Malchus. Ugam Biur al Chiluk by Fanam. Now we understand why these three kedushas are coming from three different places. Keser the Chachma, Keser the Zoh, Keser the Malchus. Now we understand why they function in a different way. Kodesh Aleph Bayfim Balamata Lamayl Kodesh Abez Vagimel Bayfim the Lamayl Lamat. The Soiv of Keser Atzma Kivin Shekodesh Muvah Lagamri Agilu Shlei Ba'odam Bayfim Shomaker Amargish Zayin Shamufla Muvdal Memenu. When the Eibish's Keser is revealed to the Yid, he sees that this is Pella. Oisei Pella. Nifloas. Therefore, he wants to lose himself and he wants to become part of this Pella. But when it's a lower level, it's Kesed the Zon, Kesed the Malchus, it doesn't elicit from a Yid such a burning fire. Fakert. When he sees that, it's beautiful. He wants to be Mamshechet Lamata. And the difference between the two and the three is also, you have to look at who they are. Because the second crown is, we're talking about Kesed the Zoh, and Zoh is still the end of the world of Atzilus. So when you draw it down, we're talking about drawing down into the Pnimi Yisraelos, Torah. Kodesh Agimul shared at least Kesel Malchus, Kesel Malchus, Shadish and Evrem, that the crown of Malchus is the source of all creatures. So therefore, bottom line is that the 3 times Kodesh is the 3 crowns of the Eibishter. And the 3 crowns of the Eibishter is Kesed, the Chochma, Kesed, the Zoh, Kesed, the Malchus. And when it's revealed to a Yid Kesed, the original Kesed, he burning, he does, I don't want to schleppe. I don't want to hear from the Malachim who's going to tell me, as I stated, when I stated, that I stated. I want to go to Wilnishtein Ganei, Wilnishtein Lamab. I want to be one. Bechat Katir is Katarna, like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai say. I want to be with one knot with the Eibishter. When it's the Kesed comes down, the lower Kesed is revealed. The Kesed of Zoh and Kesed Malchus. Kesed of Zoh, it's Chafort, Oilam Atzilus. So Yid, that gives the Yid the desire to be Mamshach the Eibishter through Torah, which is Pnimius Oilamus, and the lower one is the which is Malchus, which is Machai, all the creatures. That now the Yid wants to bring down into the lower Taka, into the creatures, the Eibishter, and that's through Ma'aseh Mitzvahs. Mamshach Babir Lamayim at Zama this Medish Bim Gimel Pam Kodesh Moshel of Nemedina Shas Shar Shat Haris Lamelach Mas Hamelach Nich Berosh Achaz V'Shtayim Berosh Bona. That the Medish says when the Yidden and when the Malachim say Kodesh Hashem Tzavakas Malach Laretz Kvoidoi, what does the Eibishter do? He takes 1 crown for himself and 2 he gives to the Yidden. Just like this king, that they gave him 3 crowns. What is he going to do with 3 crowns? The 1 he puts on his head, and the other 2 he gives to his children. So that's one This is the pshat of the Pasuk. The Medrash is now mixing 2 pshatim, which is from Parshas Kedoshim. One is from Mamish, the beginning of Parshas Kedoshim. One is from Mamish, the beginning of Parshas Kedoshim, and one is from a little later in Parshas Kedoshim. Beginning of Parshas Kedoshim is Daber al kol hadas bnei Yisrael v'amarti lehem kedoshim tiyu ki kodesh ani Hashem Elokeichem. So that's one pasuk, and later in which is Yutes Aleph, and later in the Chof pasuk Zayin is Kadishtem v'Yisem Kedoshim ki ani Hashem Elokeichem. By the way, these 2 psukim Kedoshim and in the pasuk in the Maamar ונקדשתי בתוך בני ישראל כי אני Hashem מקדישכם is all 3 psukim almost the same thing. All 3 psukim kamat zabazach ונקדשתי בתוך בני ישראל אני Hashem מקדישכם, and the mamish these 3 psukim kamat zabazach. And in general, you see that kedusha has a special connection to the whole thing of Vayikra, and that's why also this parsha. What is the conclusion of the whole Vayikra is Meiser and Bechor, which is both a Iyun of a Kodesh. A Bechor is Kadeshly called Bechor, is the Iyun of Kedusha. Also Meiser is Asiri Kodesh. So the Bechlal, towards the end of Chumash Vayikra, there's a big emphasis on Kedusha. Anyway, back to the Medrash. The Medrash says that when the Malachim say 3 times Kodesh, they're giving the Eibishter 3 crowns. The Eibishter takes 1 for himself and gives 2 to the Yidden. And that's why the Pasuk says, Ki Kodesh Ani, V'Skadishtem V'Yisem Kedoshim, which are 2 separate psukim towards the beginning of Parshas Kedoshim. Heinech Ki Kodesh Ani, HaTorah Shenosan, Beroishoi, V'Skadishtem V'Yisem Kedoshim. And these other 2, which is Kadishtem v'Yisem Kedoshim, which is the later pasuk in Kedoshim, Emishtei Torah Shenosan B'Rosh Yisrael. Hoyer the B'Medrash L'Fnei Nisa Dodek Sev Daber Al Kol Hadas B'Nei Yisrael Kedoshim Tiyu V'Skadishtem v'Yisem Kedoshim. L'Choyer M'Zemash Emishtei Torah Shenosan B'Rosh Yisrael Kedoshim Tiyu Shebesmichos L'Kodesh Ani V'Skadishtem v'Yisem Kedoshim Shenachshav Emishtei L'Torah Achaz. From the Medrash, it sounds like that the 2 crowns he gives to the Eden is one, the first pasuk in Parshas Kedoshim, which is that Kedoshim Tiyu, that's the 1 crown, and then the later in Parshas Kedoshim is Kedishim V'Yisem Kedoshim is the 2nd crown, even though it says twice Kedusha, but they're one thing. That's in the Medrash. That this later pasuk in Kedoshim that says a double ocean is Kadishim V'Yisem Kedoshim, those are the 2 crowns. Kedoshim Tish Besmichas like Kodesh Ani and Nimna Batoris. The first parsuk of Parshas Kedoshim is B'chlal not in the Cheshbon. The Rebbe will later give a beer. From this, the Vayla will go into something else. Yesh Levazeh Pima Disa B'Med Sham Kedoshim Ti Yochel Kamoyne Tamalam Ki Kodesh Ani Kedoshas Lamalam Kedoshas. Oh, this is something that it's talked about all the time in Chassidus and in Drush B'chlal. It's a funny Chazal. So Chazal say, it says, Dabra al kol das bnei Yisrael v'amar talem, Kedoshim tiyu ki kodesh ani Hashem Elokeichem. Chazal say, Yochel Kamoni, you would think you'd be as holy as me, Tamaloim ki kodesh ani, that I am holy. Kedoshas elamaylam kedoshas, I'm higher than you. So, I mean, what's going on over here? So on the one hand, we have a Tzemach Tzedek. The Tzemach Tzedek writes, Shezet Tamua. It's a tapeldik thing. Kavana b'zeh pasha si keich sheich afil kasal gadaitach she'Yisrael yikamoni. How can you even think that the Yidden's kedusha should be just as equal as the Eibish's kedusha? And the Eibish say, no, take it easy. Don't let it come to your head. Don't think that your kedusha is mamish like me. I'm still a little bigger than you. I mean, what's going on over here? So the Tzemach Tzedek says tamua. On the other hand, there's a Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe's mashma that's it is. And the Rebbe always to bring from the Eirei Naim. We'll bring it later here. That the Eirei Naim had getayt shazoy chazal chasidish pshat. Benichusa. Yochel Kamoini. A Yid could be as holy as the Eibishter. Talmud Loimar. Kedushasi Lamaila Migdushascha. Kedushasi Lamaila, my Kedusha in heaven is from your Kedusha. Therefore, you could be as Kaddish as I am. Punctuation changes over here. Yochel Kamoini. You could be as holy as me. And how do you know that? Talmud Loimar. Kedushasi Lamaila. That my Kedusha Lamaila is mi Kedushas from your Kedusha. So we have two polar opposites. It's the Tzemach Tzedek and the Moirei Naim. And the Alter Rebbe and the Kutei Torah sounds also like the Moirei Naim. One pshat is, what about Chazal saying? You would think that the Kedusha of the Yid is just as the Eibish's Kedusha. Are you crazy? And the other is saying, no. Faket. Yochel Kamoini. Kedushasi Lamaila mi Kedusha Aschem. So which, Svaras Afuchis. What's going on over here? Well, look at the Torah passion. It's Mavur Kedushas Chemi Kedusha Shenim Shechet Zedei Serus Latata Ma'isa Mitzvahs. Kedushos Shelmalam Kedushas and Kedusha Benal V'Yesa Shenis Serus Latata the Ma'isa Mitzvahs Magas Lasham. There is the Kedusha the Yidden creates through their Serus Latata. Then the Serus Laila, which is unbelievable Kedusha that the Yidden can accomplish through even Ma'isa Mitzvahs. Meshach Zedei Tshuva. But through Tshuva the Yidden that could remam Shechet Zeh Mashabal Tshuva Him Lamalam Tzedek Gumon Kedei Tshuva. That when he does tshuva, he bemes taka, he gets from the level kedushas elamaylam kedushas. Chayre tzarich loyme. The mile the bal tshuva tzadikim gemurim afshagam tzadikim yeshnem avoid the gimel pam kodesh. The kodesh alav kodesh ani kedushas elamaylam kedushas. Shagilu the kodesh alav tzadikim amayf and alam alamayla. Shmishtoikim lots of mitzvos and alakol kedushas yizborach. זה שנמשך להם כמו שהם למטה רק קדושה בייס והגימול. ובעל התשובה גם קודש האלף הוא באופן דמשך למטה. Obviously, tzaddikim also have 3 times Kodesh. But the highest level of Kodesh by tzaddikim, when they feel this unbelievable Kedusha, when they have a Gilui of Keser, the Chochmas, then they're flying out of their Kalim. They're having Kalos and Nefesh. They can't take it. They're on fire. They're in a higher level, and even in the highest level of Kedusha, in the first level of Kedusha of Kodesh, they could also draw it down Lamata. Based on the movement by the Torah, I feel like it's all died to come out more. The Torah is again the Maskonish, Kedusha, the Kodesh, and the Alter Rebbe and the Tzemach Tzedek are menakotza lakotza. The Alter Rebbe is like the Moirei Naim. Says, sure, if you do tshuva, then you could reach Kedushas Ilamayla Mikdushaschem. Tzemach Tzedek says, how would even a person be dumb enough to think that he could be as Kodesh as the Eibishter? It's as far as Afuchas. Shlema Abi Bazeh, the Mashkas of Tzemach Tzedek, Shezet Tomua, כוונה בזה היא שאין לזה מוקם בשכל, גם לא בחוכמה של המעלה. כיוון שפיסי דשתל ששניק וכפי שגזורה גוזר חכמוס יסברך נברא הוא בין ערך לבוירה אין שייך אפילו כסלדאית שיר כמוני. What Tzedek says, logically, it makes no sense. This is Nivra and this is Boida. This is a creature and this is the creator. You think that the creature could be like the creator? I'm just mishuging ganzen. How are you thinking that way? So Api Seichel, you can't think that way. Api Seichel, it doesn't make sense. Avalaga by Atzmus Oirein Sof Ein Shaykh Shum Gedorim. The mi Yoimer Loi Matasa. Who's going to tell the Eibishter what to do? The Eibishter can't be backed in to say this is impossible. When a Yid does tshuva, he touches Atzmos. He touches Atzmos, clip the brackets, through tshuva is Yochel Kamayne, because he's touching Atzmos. So mitzad Atzmos, everything is possible. Don't tell me it's impossible. And now the Rebbe says this is the Pashta Pshat in the Pasuk also. You should be Kaddish. Why? Why should you be Kaddish? Because I am Kaddish. Mashma, the Yid and the Eibishter are in the same boat. Because through Tshuva, Yid could touch Atzmos. And Mitzad Atzmos doesn't have to make sense. Yes sense, not sense. Doesn't matter. A Yid could be Kedusha like the Eibishter's Kedusha. The Yid could be holy like the Eibishter's holy. It doesn't have to make sense. You can't box in the Eibishter say it makes sense, doesn't make sense, doesn't matter. Mashma Shativi the Kedushim Tiyu. When a Yid does tshuva, he touches this kedusha. Like I said before, that the Moiranim said that not the way you read it in Pshat. That the Pshat is Yochel Kamoini. You might think you're as holy as God. You got to be crazy to think that. I'm bigger. The Moiranim said, no, Yochel Kamoini. You Jew, you have no idea who you are. Your power is unbelievable. If you only believed in yourself as much as I believe in you, says God, you would be another person. Do you know, says the Rabbanu Shalom, you, every Jew, he points with his finger and he says, you, Yachal Kamoini, you could be as holy as I am. You know what? I'll tell you a secret. Talmud Loimar. Kudushasi Lamaila, my holiness, is Mikdushaschem is from you. I need you. I'm waiting for you, for every Jew, to be holy. So here we have two opposite Pirushim. The Rebbe says it's not a contradiction. Logically, if you think rationally, a human being, a creature, will be like the Creator. Are you crazy? But mitzad the Eibishter himself, Atzmos, the Eibishter himself, when a Yid does tshuva, he touches Atzmos, the Eibishter himself. Don't tell God what to do. He could do magic. He could do whatever he wants to do. The Eibishter says, Kudushasi, yes, a Yid could be as holy as I am holy. That's what the Eibishter says. And that's who doing tshuva. Yesh loime, the Shnei Burim in a Gale of Sukkim, Shvem, Nermazim, Shnei Torah, Shvem, Reish Bonov, Shnei Pirushim, Yachal Kamoinim, Tlum Zebazed, the two Pshatim and Yachal Kamoini, and how which Psukim we're using are now everything falls in place. When you're saying that it doesn't make sense, you say Kedoshim Tiyu, that's lower. When we saying that the Yid could be mamish like the Eibishter, the Kedoshim Tiyu, the Kodesh Ani, fakir. So the whole pasuk is the Eibishter's crown, because Yid could also, Shatorah Shenot Latzma, Yid could be like the Eibishter. Shatorah Shenot Samreish Bonav, him Kedishtim Visam Kedoshim. Masha Kosa Bamedish, Kedusha, the Kodesh Ani, Shatorah Shenot Latzma, Afshikam Kedusha Zinim, Shechel Yisrael, Yeshloimekem Shachas, Kedusha, Kodesh Ani, Balachuva, Loimitzad Mitzir Shalahem, Alfisha, Alidei, Achuva, Mizgala, Shoydish, and Shom Shachadamatz, and Nimshi Gamalach, Torah, Yeshnim Yisrael, Baresh Shalamelach. According to the Medrash, so we're saying Azoy that that's the Eibishter's crown, but the Yid uses the Eibishter's crown because the Yid and the Eibishter is one. Okay, so let's summarize what we had. We said that there's two pshatim in Yochel Kamoini, two opposite pshatim. Rationally, to say a Jew could be like the Eibishter, that's not what tzaddikim. But when you're like a Balchuva, you touch the Atzmos. And the Eibishter is not on a box. The Eibishter says the Yid, the Kedusha, could be just like my Kedusha. Yeshloim Shazo, Inyan Mshach, the Kedusha, Shalamal, with the Shatzcham, Mavur, Lahedya, Badrush, and the parts in the Tzav, and Mashenka, Badrush, and the Pashasena, Bainyan, Ag Beremes. In the Maimorim for Rosh Hashanah, it says clearly that the Yid's Kedusha could be mamish like the Eibishter. And these Maimorim that we're learning now in Kedoshim, Emor, Achemois, Kedoshim, Emor, Bahar B'Chakoisai, it's only Beremes. Who kipashas atem netzavim shekorim kodem Rosh Hashanah zman hatshuva befrat mavur b'lekut haTorah shetshuva atem netzavim milifnei Hashem kol hanashamas misalas mala b'makar choitzva alchem badrushim tepashas netzavim mavur lahedya Hashem shachid k'dusha selamalo k'dushascham. When we're talking Rosh Hashanah, when all the Jews are ba'achtus, when all the Jews are ba'achtus and all the Jews are doing tshuva, up. When the Yidden are doing tshuva and they're ba'achtus, then their holiness is mamish like the Eibish's holiness. So then they use also the third crown, which the Eibishter takes to himself. They share it with the Eibishter. But in the Maimorim in the days of Sfiras Omer, avoided the Sfiras Omer, loybay in the deal of tshuva. The avoid shem of Sfiras Omer is not just with jumping tshuva, it's taking one step at a time. Therefore, in these Maimorim, we're talking that the two crowns the Eden get, but the third crown the Eibishter keeps for himself. But Beremes in the Maimon, there's also that this crown the Eden could also pick up. When you beat because the truth is that the fact that we're purifying Nefesh Bahamas, that it has a tinge of tshuva to it. The Pashas Emor Kohen Berev Shonim B'Shabbat Shebesmichas B'Pesach Sheni, the Pesach Sheni in tshuva, Kumavur B'Mokamacha, the Pesach Rishon in Avodas Tzadikim, Pesach Sheni in Avodas Tshuva, Lachingam B'Derushim, Pashas Emor Merumez Inyan Dam Shachs Shosi Lamaila, Ugdishaschem also here with Maramas. So, but Pashas the Maimah says that we only get the two crowns, and the third crown the Eibishter keeps for himself. Two crowns we get is the Torah mitzvahs. The one crown that the Eibishter keeps for himself is the highest level of Kodesh. But Beremes, there is that the all three crowns that come to the Yidden. And that's a pshat, Yochel Kamoini ben Achusa, the Kipshut Yochel Kamoini. Again, this happens through when the Yidden are avoidus. Again, it's a bottom line. When we do the avoidus at tzaddikim, so the Yidden get two crowns. And the third crown is Chukah. The third crown is Kodesh. The Yid is yearning to go out, is jumping out of himself. But when a Yid has a mile of avodas hatshuva, even the first crown comes to the Yid, which is the highest crown, and that goes well with the pshat Yochel Kamoini ben Achusa, that a Yid could be as holy as God Himself. Yochel Kamoini, mamish, that a Yid could be as holy as the God Himself. This is obviously the perfect moment to learn on Lag Ba'omer. When the Rashmi B'Yachai, when he passed away, he said that the Zohar says that he said that that the Talmidim should not be upset, and this should be a Yom Simcha. And as all the years, as I recall, the Rebbe always kocht in this idea that was excited about this idea, and mentioned the idea that Lag Ba'omer is a day of Simcha, just like you see the minhag of Klal Yisrael, that from the days of old, that even though the children went to Ched in the morning, but they took off time. They simply took off time to go out in the field and to sing and to dance. And the Rashmi B'Yachai said that this is a day of Simcha. Why did he say it's a day of Simcha? He said, because all my days I tried to be close to God. But today, B'chad Katires Katarna, I'm in one knot with the Eibishter. I'm mamish one with the Eibishter. So when we connect with the Torah of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai and the Shimon Bar Yochai throughout the generations, Mefrat our Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, so then is Yochel Kamoini ben Achusa. Yochel Kamoini. A Yid could be as holy as the Eibishter. Yid could be in this world. The Yid could be in this world, living in Brooklyn in 2020, surrounded with all this mishigas that's going on right now. But Yochel Kamoini, it's, if you think about this, unbelievable. The Eibush is pointing his finger to us and telling us. He's saying Shmulik, he's saying Elisha, he's saying Shneir, he's saying Yoel, he's saying Peretz, he's saying David. Listen, listen up, listen up. Daber al kol adas bnei Yisrael v'amartalem, kedoshim tiyu ki kodesh ani Hashem Elokeichem, Yochel Kamoini. Not only the second two crowns that the king gives to his sons, the highest crown, Yochel Kamoini, your holiness is like my holiness. You could be like me. Not only you're my representative in this world, me and you are fused into one. Ayid is a bowl of fire. Not only that, Talmud Loimer, Kedushasi, my holiness is Mikdushaskim from your holiness. They say that when the Rebbe Rashab was a little boy and he was playing with his older brother, Reb Zalman Aaron, so Reb Zalman Aaron asked his younger brother, "What is Ayid?" So the Rebbe Rashab said, "Ayid is fire. Ayid is a bowl of fire." So the older brother touched him and he said, "I didn't get burnt." He said, because you're also a fire. So when fire touches fire, it doesn't get burnt. Ayid is a bowl of fire. If we only believed in ourselves the way the Rebbeinu Shalom believed in us. The Rebbeinu Shalom says, you should know. And he tells it to us through the Shimon Bar Yochai in our generation, that you should know that I believe in you, says Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. And I want that you should believe in yourself. That Yochel Kamoini. Don't think that the holy people believe they're living on the moon. They lived 1,000 years ago. They lived in the shtetl. No. Yochel Kamoini, you could be Kamoini. And how do you really do it? How do you really do it? Poshet. Through Torah and mitzvahs. And which Torah? The Torah of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. When we connect to the Torah of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, then we feel the Yochel Kamoini. Like the Rebbe Rashab once said that there is an expression that Gedolei Yisrael said, "You're asking me about God. What are you asking me about God? If I knew God, I would be God. What do you ask me about God? If I knew God, I was God." But the Rebbe Rashab said, when I sit with the Likutei Torah open, I'm sitting at home, I'm sitting in the cabinet, I'm sitting in my office, and the Likutei Torah is opened, Yodaitiv Hoyisiv. I know him and I am him. It's unbelievable, unbelievable expression. Yodaitiv Hoyisiv. When I'm open, when I sit with the Likutei Torah in front of me, it's Yodaitiv Hoyisiv. I know him because I and him are one. Yochel Kamoini. A Yid could be a bowl of fire in this world. Every Yid. It's unbelievable to think about this. And we're seeing it today. We see this Oidus and Klal Yisrael, and we see the Kedusha shining out from the face of every Yid. I was talking to someone the other day. He says, in the office, he says, you see mamish now the difference between a Yid and a Goy. The Goyim couldn't care about each other, couldn't care less. He says, he said, you fire a Goyish worker, and there's another 100 people in the office, and they know each other for years. No one would pick up a phone once. They've been colleagues for 10 years. As they say in Yiddish, the gate on the linke piata. Doesn't bother them in the toe. A Yid, you have to think 2 times before, 3 times before you fire him. You're going to get right away 6, 7 calls. Maybe you could reconsider, or don't fire him. Maybe you could move him to another department. Maybe we could find him another job. It shouldn't look like he was fired. He said a Yid, and he says a manager in the place says, I know you. He's having a problem with a manager because you're favoring favoritism to Jews. He says, I know. You're being nice to Esti because she's Jewish. I know how it is. One Jew and another Jew. He says, you see, mamish today, you see people are suffering, But when there's a Yid and another Yid, there's people today, Machaya. No one ever went shopping for them. All of a sudden, people are calling them up. How you doing? Do you need a little help? Do you need shopping? It's unbelievable. You see that a Yid is taka a bowl of fire. We have to know that Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, if you look today at the videos any of the videos from the Rebbe throughout the ages, you see Mamish and you hear the words that the Rebbe says. We hear that the Rebbe is saying, I believe in you. I believe that you, not that Kedusha belongs to your Elta Zayda. Kedusha belongs to you. You could be Kedusha. Yochel Kamoini. Yochel Kamoini. Yadaitiv Hayisif. We have to open up the Lakutei Torah and also today the Lakutei Sichas, and through that is Yochel Kamoini. L'chaim L'chaim. Efsha Nigan. Lekutei Torah is a good zach. Lekutei Sichas is the best zach. Lekutei Sichas Tag und Nacht. Lekutei Sichas Tag und Nacht. Lekutei Sichas is the best zach. Hey, Lekutei Torah is a good zach. Lekutei Sichas is the best zach. Lekutei Sichas Tag und Nacht. Lekutei Sichas Tag und Nacht. Lekutei Sichas is the best zach. L'chaim L'chaim.
Mazel tov to double option.
Yes, Mazel Tov to the option to the Baalei Asimcha, to Yitzchak, to Yaakov. Mazel Tov to Alex. Shama Asach Yiddish Chassidische Nachas.
Amen.
My father's yahrzeit, Yisrael ben Zion.
So Hamna Lichtike Gan Eden.
Amen.
L'chaim Ben Shalom.
And my great-grandmother's yahrzeit was today, Rivka Bas Aryeh Leib.
Oh, she should have a lot of
grandma.
nachas of you. It should be a good better for you. L'chaim, l'chaim.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
You mentioned something about how the Lubavitch would give people off in the afternoon. And on Lag BaOmer, and I remember as a youngster, as one of the students of Lubavitch, how for weeks ahead of time we would be making posters, all kinds of things, because we'd be looking forward to the big Lag BaOmer parade on Eastern Parkway. And then we all marched there with our flags, with our posters and stuff. And Lubavitch Rabbi would come out and make a speech. Then after that, they would take all the children on Kingston Avenue. They had all kinds of food carts there and rides, and it was a whole big thrilling experience to be there. And everything was free for us. They took care of us with food, and it was just an extravaganza. It was beautiful.
Hello.
Remarkable. You remember it, huh?
How can I forget? Lubavitch Rabbi would come and everybody would freeze on Eastern Parkway outside.
Yeah.
I loved it.
What?
Yeah.
He could tell you too, the pharmacist. He can tell you. He was a student there too at the same time I was there.
Goodbye.
Right. And many people that are here will remember it. Shmulik, I'm sure, remembers it. Yeah.
Remember the Fabringen when there was KGB people came to the rally in Eastern Parkway. KGB from Russia. The Rabbi started speaking the first time in Russian. The Rabbi in Eastern Parkway in front of everybody, and the Rabbi speaker, and the Rabbi says, "There is people from KGB here now came to see what I'm saying." So that's why I'm speaking in Russian. They should understand what I'm saying. And JJF was standing next to the Rabbi, and usually he used to, between speech to speech, he used to write it down and he used to say it in English so the kid understand. You look at the Rabbi, go like this. I don't know what you just said. I don't speak Russian. I don't know. So there's somebody from Flatbush. His name is Chaim. He live in Eastern Parkway in 18th Avenue. Chaim is a Russian man. He speaks Russian and Yiddish. And he jumped on the beamer and he was saying what the Rabbi said in Yiddish, in English. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but do you know what year it is? We can look it up so we can find the video.
Tafshin, I think Zain, Tafshin Zain, I think. In the mem, either Mem Daled or Mem Zain. I don't remember exactly.
Rabbi, you have some also history experience that we can share with us. This is like picture of the Rebbe. I saw one of the videos. The Rebbe sends a kiss.
Yeah, you saw it today. It was remarkable.
It's
I was watching it today.
remarkable. It's unbelievable.
There was one time after the parade on Sunday. They spent a lot of money, really a lot of money. And JJF came to the Rebbe after that, and he says it's worth it to spend so much money for the parade. And then they took the kid to Empire Boulevard. So the Rebbe says that he wants to drive with the car to the parade, to the place where they play with the kid. There's on Lafayette Avenue. Right? So the Rebbe says when he passed, he told JJ, when I passed with the card, I thought there was a wheel, big wheel, you know, that you sit on it and it take you upstairs. What is it called?
Ferris wheel.
Yes, the Ferris wheel. So the Rebbe says the whole parade, the whole money was worth it because I saw one kid standing on top of the Ferris wheel, and the kid is a scary kid. He always says that. And you know, it stopped with him. And when this was stopped on the top, it was shaking. And the kid would say, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. The Rebbe said, just for that, it was worth the whole money to spend.
But I do remember the Rebbe driving by in the car, and I'm not the kid in the Ferris wheel, but I do remember. It was very exciting when the Rebbe drove by with the car. Yeah.
When we were saying in the middle of the show,
you gotta find a video of it.
They go on automatic. You remind me. Middle of the show, we were saying about the pilot that he could go automatically, but when he lands, when he take it off, you need to sit down at the captain. So you remind me two things. One is, one time there was a flight, and in the middle of the flight, the pilot says, we're running out of fuel, we have to land down to fuel, and then we'll have a break 15 minutes, we'll continue. If somebody want to go down outside to go buy something and come back to the plane, I give permission. So the first guy that was sitting by the door was a blind guy. So he saw the pilot going out. So he said, do me a favor, take the dog for a walk for 10 minutes. So when they announced that everybody should come back to the plane, it's time to take off, nobody was going. And the pilot says, hey, why are you all sitting over here? Go inside. They said, no, if the pilot is blind, we don't go in. Another one, and Yom Kippur War, when I was a kid, Israel didn't have so much Air Force, but a little bit ahead. So they said that the Egyptian pilot asked the teacher, how do you take off? So they explained to him. Then one of them would get a little smart and he said, and how we landing? He said, don't worry about it, Israeli will teach you. Okay.
It's cute. You saw the video today. Did you see also the video that Shneya saw? I saw the video, and you see in Tavshim Mem Zayin that Rabbi Hecht asked the Rebbe if he was satisfied. And then the Rebbe said, you saw, and then the Rebbe starts speaking, and they bring out the mics, and the Rebbe says, to all the children, the boys and girls. So in other words, In other words, the Rebbe is saying, don't ask if I am satisfied. The whole idea of the parade is the Kinderlach should be satisfied. The Kinderlach should be happy. Now, because why the Kinderlach? Why was so important? Because these Kinderlach is Bnei Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Bnei Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Valeah.
Zaman Liberov called me. It says, Shmuley, come outside from your house. I'm coming outside to see a big truck that has like big screen with the Rebbe going like this, back and forth with the hand, and he's going in Flatbush with it.
The mitzvah tank he had, or
no,
float?
He rent a truck that has a big screen, like a meter by a meter, huge one, and the Rebbe parade and go like this. So right across the street from me live this guy that come to our shul sometime. He gets so crazy and always. Hauman, his name?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he went berserk.
Why, he didn't like it?
I don't know, something went wrong with him.
I
told him
Rabbi Viglo did a terrific job today.
I told him, Mazel Tov to the Atzole collect $30 million in
unbelievable.
It's a miracle. So he said, no, the Atzole didn't start with Lubavitch. Atzole started with Lakewood or whatever. I said, okay.
Oh, was an afgemene.
It's
As long as they made $13 million.
Yes, that's
That's
it.
the ikka.
Yeah.
Wow.
Miki
Wow.
Amcho Israel. Miki
Yeah.
Amcho Israel.
Right. There's no such a thing like Atzola by any other group of people.
Almost 14 million, by the way.
Oh yeah?
They continue
Yeah,
to
almost.
at night because Rabbi Jacobson says we start writing a Sefer Torah, so the simcha is big. It's like if you're making a chatzana before Shkia, you can continue the simcha after it.
So they're still continuing.
Even though we decided to do 12:30 to 8:30, but the Rav says that by 8:30 we start writing a Sefer Torah, it's a simcha, continue. So they keep going.
Wow.
This is not I will give. This every number over there, the credit card pass by. You give your credit card, they took away the money. So when they raise $13 million, it's already
$13 million.
Yes.
Wow.
It's not only I think Lakewood and Flatbush are the number one. The amount of forgive. Flatbush is close to $2 million, I know, and Lakewood also close to $2 million, and Corona is close to $1 million.
No, Trump gave 100,000.
Yeah.
There's a video he said that I very much.
But not now, long time ago, not now.
That I don't know, but I know now. I saw the video of him that he gave 100,000. I gave 100,000 to Hassan.
Then it could have was they're writing a Sefer Torah. So it says every ot in Sefer Torah have to be surround, have to be by itself, or at the same time they have to have all the ACS. This is Atzole. This is
Okay, the Eibusher shall helfen. There should be yochel kamoini. Every one of us taka that we should believe in ourselves as much as our Reb Shimon Bar Yochai believes in us, and there should be yochel kamoini taka, and there should be that we should feel taka the kedusha, and we should be zoicha taka the Or Chodesh shall see in Torah and we shall shazayim mebias Mashiach tzidkeinu taken from Yad Mamish.
Amen.